Very good morning, students. Our session of FIM, that is Financial Institutions and Market. Now, as far as our previous session was concerned, in our previous session we already discussed about NABARD and NHB. That is the second category of financial institutions. The second institutions named as refinance institutions. Under that, there are two financial institutions. The first one is NHB, that is National Housing Bank, and the second was NABARD, that is National Bank for Agriculture and Rural Development. Now, today we are going to study the last category of our financial institutions, and the last category is state level institutions. And in state level institutions, we are going to study two different types of institutions. The first one is SFC. SFC stands for State Financial Corporation, and then after second one is SIDC, that is State Industrial Development Corporation. So in SFC, let's discuss first the introduction of SFC. SFC have been set up by various states to provide finance support to new enterprise. Now, as far as the different industrial unit of the particular states are concerned, now SFC is for those industries who are running in a particular state, and when the state government is going to help this kind of industry for the industrial development, so the main purpose of SFC is when the state is going to help their organization, their industry, and they provide direct or any kind of indirect finance to the different industries. Generally, SFC extend their assistance to those who are willing to establish their unit in rural and backward region. SFC is going to help those industries who wishes to establish themselves in any kind of rural or any kind of backward area where easy finance, where easy different facilities are not available. So the main target of SFC is to help those industries who are working in these kinds of rural area. The State Financial Corporation forms an integral part of the institutional finance structure of our country, because each and every state governments, they know that what is the basic requirement of their organization or what is the basic requirement of their state. So as per the requirement, the state financial corporation, they are going to help these kinds of industry for their upliftment. The chief aim of SFC is to ensure balanced regional growth and development, higher capital investment, employment generation, and industrialization is a particular state. There are 18 SFCs operating in different states and union territory of India. Out of these 18, SFC, 17 are set up under the State Financial Corporation Act 1951, while only one, that is Madras Industrial Corporation, known as Tamil Nadu Industrial Corporation India was established as a company under the Companies Act 1949. The authorized capital of SFC is decided by state government, which generally range between 50 lakhs to 5 crores. Most of the fund mobilization of SFCs happens through refinance facilities from IDBI and SIDBI. All the 18 SFCs come under the purview of SIDBI. When IDBI and SIDBI grant a loan to different industries, and when in such a situation, when the industries are failed to make a timely payment to SIDBI or IDBI, so at that time this SFC helps those industry, and they again provide the refinance facilities for their better growth and for their upliftment. Now the second one is objective of SFC. The first objective is to provide medium and long term finance assistance to small and medium scale industries. Then after, to ensure economic growth with accent on balanced regional growth and widening of the entrepreneur base through encouragement of new enterprise. So basic goal of SFC is to provide the direct financial assistance to the industries, and the main purpose of this financial assistance, that is the purpose of growth, that is the purpose of development. Then after, the third point of SFC is functions, the different functions of SFC. Under that, the first one is financial assistance to small units. Yes, the main purpose or the main area of SFC working is to provide the basic finance to the small units, to the medium or any kind of tiny and cottage industry, because these kinds of industry are not able to get finance easily from the well-known financial institutions. Then after, second one is guaranteeing loans. Yes, here SFC becomes the guarantor, means they are going to make a promise on the behalf of different industries that the particular industry is going to pay their capital in a time, and they are going to make the payment of interest time to time. So here the promise is given by SFC on the behalf of different industries. But before become the guarantor, first and foremostly SFC is going to check the credit worthiness of the particular organization, a particular industry, and then after they are going to allow, or they are becoming the guarantor for the particular organization. The third point is subscription and underwriting. Yes, when the different companies, when the different industries, they are going for or they are going for the IPO purpose. So when the subscription of shares, debentures or bonds are concerned, at that time SFC is going to help them, and they are going to play the role of underwriter to the particular organization. Then after, the next one is discounting of bills. Yes, as we already know that this discounting of bills in our money market, the same role is going to play by SFC to different industries when they are going to make any further transactions on the credit basis. The next one is acting as an agent for central and state government. Yes, the SFC is going to play the role of agent for the central and state government, and they are going to play the role on the behalf of them. So whatever central and state government want to impose in the particular state's industry, at that time they generally contact these kinds of SFC, and with the help of SFC they are levying any kinds of rules and regulations to them. And the last function is foreign exchange facilities. SFC provide the facility of foreign exchange when a particular organization is engaged in the business of import and export. And the last point is the limitations of SFC. The first one is inadequate assistance. Yes, a proper information, a proper support is not there to SFC. So, a proper assistant is not able to generate when the different SFCs are going to play the role of financial assistance to different kinds of industries. Then after, the next limitation is fail to achieve regional balanced growth. The basic objective of SFC, that is to achieve the regional balanced growth. But as far as the working of SFC is concerned, they are not able to achieve their goal in a proper manner, because there are few reasons behind that. They are not able to cover each and every industry in a proper manner. They are not able to make a proper or the direct finance assistance to each and every industries. So some loopholes are still there. So on the basis of that loopholes, the SFC is not able to achieve the growth, or that growth is balanced growth. The next one is biasness in sanctioning loans. Yes, there is a bias behavior of SFC when they are going to sanction loans, or when they are going to allow the facility of but basically it has been observed that at the time SFC are biased in favor of large scale industry. They generally provide the loans to the large scale, so the benefits of these finance is not available to the small and medium industry. The next limitation is complex working procedure and unwanted formalities. the basic formality of granting the loan is really very complex one. It is really very lengthy. So when there is really an urgency of finance to any industry, but in the emergency they are not getting a proper fund because the formality is really very complex one, it is really very lengthy, so the benefit is not available immediately. And the last limitation is lack of self-sufficient organizational setup and trained personnel. Yes, still SFC is not organized in a proper manner. The employees are not properly trained. The lack of experience, lack of efficiency, lack of skill is there in the staff of SFC. So it's all about state financial corporation. Now the second financial institution is SIDC, that is State Industrial Development Corporation. Again, this financial institution is going to help the state industry, the state organization, so that the industrial growth, the industrial prosperity can be achieved easily. Now let's see the introduction first. The State Industrial Development Corporation were established as wholly owned undertaking of the state government. They were established under the Companies Act 1956. They act as change agent for the development and promotion of medium and large scale enterprise in their respective states and union territories. Yes, the main purpose of SIDC is to provide the financial assistance to the large and medium industry. And when SFC is concerned, the main purpose of SFC is to provide financial assistance to the small and medium enterprise. So they are focusing on small and medium enterprise, while SIDC are focusing on the growth and development of large enterprise. SIDC encourage setting up of various developmental projects in joint ventures in collaboration with private entrepreneurs. This is due to the fact that the competition has increased over the year and also the efficiency and effectiveness of private firms. SIDC also provide seed capital to entrepreneurs in association with IDBI and SIDBI. SIDC extend their financial services through refinance facilities from IDBI and SIDBI, government and banks. They also borrowed funds by issuing bonds and debentures. Now let's see the objectives of SIDC. The first one is to develop new industrial areas. Then after, the development of existing industrial areas. And the last one is to act as a catalyst for promotion and development of industrial units in the respective states. Then after, the functions of SIDC. The first function is to provide capital for the development of industry. That is the basic function of any financial institutions. Then after, provides guarantee facilities and lease financing to industrial units. Then after, to provide incentives and schemes to central and state government to various industrial units. Then after, various promotional activities such as idea generation for potential product, for development of state, preparation of project report, conducting industrial potential survey, entrepreneurship, development and training program, and developing industrial estate. SIDC also offered a package of developmental services such as technical guidance, assistance in plant location, and coordination with other agencies. And the last one is SIDC provides infrastructure facilities for the better development and the management. So it's all about SIDC. Basically, the main purpose of each and every financial institutions is to provide the finance assistance to the different industry, whether it is cottage one, it is a tiny industry, it is small, medium or large industry. But the main purpose of each and every financial institutions are concerned. So the main purpose is to provide direct or indirect finance to these kinds of industries. And with the help of this direct and indirect finance, the organization is able to grow. And when the organization are growing, so ultimately there is an industrial growth. And when the industry grows, the ultimately our economy will prosper. So these are the main purpose of each and every financial institutions. So here we are ending our unit number 5. So this is our last session of FIM, that is Financial Institutions and Market. Now in the next session we'll discuss about the IMP questions, but that I will post later on. So that's all for today, students. Thank you so much.